fellow friends. Today, our group, Madagascar or Group 17, will be presenting on Sustainable Development SDG 17, Partnerships for the Goals. Before I carry on with my presentation, I would like to introduce my group members that will be presenting together with me today. First, my name is Livliana the Unique and my metric number is 269900. Next, Nur Shuhada 269917, then Qingling Ren 270055, and lastly Nurul Irani 270079. Okay, as you can see here, these are the outlines of our presentation today. We will be talking about the introduction of SDG 17, and the second point is tourism in Denmark, then SDG 17 and its targets, next the relationship between SDG 17 and tourism industry in Denmark, and the fifth point is SDG 17 and Denmark strategies, and lastly but not least the conclusion of our presentation. Let's get to the first point of the presentation about SDG 17. SDG 17 calls for a global partnership for sustainable development. The goal highlights the importance of global macroeconomic stability and the needs to mobilize financial resources for developing countries from international sources, as well as through strengthened domestic capacities for revenue collection. It also highlights the importance of trade for developing countries and equitable rules for governing international trade. Furthermore, SDG 17 emphasizes the importance of access to science, technology, and innovation, in particular Internet-based information and communications technology. It is a combination of many industries that together enable what we call tourism, because tourism combines industry, sectors, physical and intellectual boundaries and requires cooperation to exist. Tourism also has the ability to strengthen cooperation between the public and private sectors. When private individuals invest in hotels and boats, the public sector has to get on board and invest in infrastructure and surrounding facilities. Both local, national, and international authorities and organizations are founded on cooperation. Public or private partnership is in fact a necessary and fundamental foundation for the development of tourism, and there is an increased awareness of the role of tourism in relation to Agenda 2030. Sustainable tourism in particular involves a collaboration that puts the host community first and where several actors work together for social benefits, environmental protection, and good experience for the guests. Creating sustainable development with a positive social, environmental, and economic bottom line cannot be done alone. The 17 sustainable goals cannot be solved in isolation. They are all connected. State-sponsored DMOs, destination marketing organizations, and private tourism companies have a common goal of marketing destinations, and both want them to be better places to live and visit. Then, it makes sense to work closely with each other in partnership. Additionally, many destinations set long-term master plans that will implement guidelines and monitor progress. These must be integrated into a country's other plans, interconnected as they are with security, infrastructure, investment, transportation, cultural monuments, conservation, communities, and so on. For example, tourism will be integrated into conservation plan to help conserve fragile ecosystems. Quite often, different partnerships agree to manage different parts of a plan, such as transport providers, accommodation, incoming operators, and/or guide companies. In sustainable tourism, strict management plans are also required. In that case, an objective third party is often brought in, for example, for certification with a set framework and independent assessment for sustainability. Tourism is a driving force for cooperation and perhaps one of the sectors that is most built on cooperation. Okay, that's all from me. Now I will pass to the next presenter.
Hello, my name is Nur Shahada binti Amar, metric number 269917. So I will continue our presentation with the SDG 70 target in Denmark. Okay, the UN explained a successful sustainable development agenda requires partnership between government, the private sector, and civil society. This includes partnership will open the principle and values, a shared vision, a shared goal, that place people and the planet at the center are needed at the global, regional, national, and local level. The UN has defined 90 target and 25 indicators for SDG 70. Targets specify the goal and indicator represent the metric by which the world aims to track whether these targets are achieved. Okay, let's move to the target 70.5, which is invest in these developing countries. Okay, according to the UN, this means adopt and implement investment promotion regarding for these developed countries. This is also support initiatives that promote investment in these developed countries, including through private sector in country programs, such as in indicator 70.5.1, investment promotion for these developed countries. Indicator 70.5.1 is the number of countries that adopt and implement investment promotion regarding for these developed countries. Okay, this goal is to adopt and implement investment promotion regarding for these developed countries by 2030. Okay, for the example, Denmark support the development and implementation of Indonesia National Marine Development Action Plans, partnership with coordinating Ministry of Marine Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia, Ministry for Environment Affairs and Forestry of the Republic of Indonesia. Okay, next, target 70.30, enhance global macroeconomic stability. Okay, according to the UN, this means enhance global macroeconomic stability, including through policy coordination and policy coherence, such as in indicator 70.30.1 macroeconomic dashboard. Indicator 70.30.1 is the macroeconomic dashboard. They are multiplied variables which are included in the macroeconomic dashboard. Here we show the three which are important for cross-country macroeconomic comparison. The goal is to enhance global macroeconomic stability, including through policy coordination and policy coherence. For the example, partnership with Ministry of Environment and Food. Through the partnership, Denmark has allocated 3 billion DKK for financing and information campaign on reducing marine litter. The campaign will probably take place 2018. Okay, let's move to target 70.60. Enhance the global partnership for sustainable development. According to the UN, this means enhance the global partnership for sustainable development, complemented by multi-stakeholder partnership that mobilize and share knowledge, expertise, technology, and financial resources to support the achievement of sustainable development goals in all countries, in particular developing countries, such as in indicator 70.60.1, progress in multi-stakeholder development. This indicator, the number of countries reporting progress in multi-stakeholder development effectiveness monitoring framework. This indicator assess countries which are not tracking multi-stakeholder monitoring framework for the SDG in a given year. The goal is to enhance the global partner for sustainable development, complemented by multi-stakeholder partnership that mobilize and share knowledge, expertise, technology, and financial resource to support the achievement of the sustainable development goal in all countries. So, as we can see, Denmark has a strong tradition of cooperation with various actors nationally and internationally, such as partnership with Myanmar Department of Fisheries and also International Hydrographic Organization (IGO), IHO member state government, International Maritime Organization (UN), World Meteorological Organization, and International Association of Marine Aid to Navigation and Lighthouse Authorities (NGO). Okay, let's move to the last target, which is target 70.1, mobilize resources to improve domestic revenue collection. Okay, based to the UN definition, strengthen domestic resources mobilization include through international support to developing countries to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection, such as in Indicator 17.1.1, government revenue. Indicator 70.1.1 is total government revenue as a proportion of GDP. Revenue is cash received from tax, social contribution, and other revenues such as fine, fees, rent, and income from property or sales. Okay, grants are also considered revenue but are excluded here because budgetary account may not include all central government units such as Social Security Fund. They usually provide an incomplete picture. In federal, state, and central government account provide an incomplete view of total public finance. Okay, this goal is strengthen domestic resources mobilization to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection across all countries by 2030. And also Indicator 70.1.2 domestic tax. This indicator is the proportion of domestic budget funded by domestic tax. Tax revenue refer to compulsory transfer to the central government for public purpose. Okay, compulsory transfers such as fine, penalties, and more social security contribution are excluded. This goal is to strengthen domestic resources mobilization to improve domestic capacity for tax and other revenue collection all across the world by 2030. For the example, they might contribute to the target through development cooperation via bilateral country program and through the IMF and World Bank.
Thank you to my groupmates. I'm Lingren and I will continue the presentation session by presenting the relationship between the SDG 17 and the tourism industry in the Denmark. So, let us see how the Denmark partnership influenced the tourism industry. Denmark promotes market-based partnership to support the development market and promote sustainable growth globally and locally. The Danish, who are North Germanic ethnic group and nationality native to the Denmark, and a modern nation identified with the country of the Denmark, also promotes market-based partnership through the cooperation with different strategic partners. The potential synergy between the work and strategic partners such as IDH, C40, World Economic Forum, and others related to the market-based partnership will be explored to enhance the collaboration and ensure that the continued learning and conceptual agreement across the organizations. The most important point to being highlighted is that the sustainable growth in developing countries reduce the poverties. For your information, the market-based partnership have the potential to create the significant development result by contributing to job creation in the tourism industry, improve the working conditions, inclusive economic growth, and market creation. The development by promoting the inclusive green growth transition in developing countries, emerging the economies, the creative occupation, which together will create the solid growth and value for the Denmark, typically in partnership with the other business sectors by public authorities. For example, the partnership between the ALA, the Danish Agriculture, and the Food Council and Care aims to foster the sustainable growth in the dairy value chain in Nigeria. As you all can see, this is the new dairy farm in ALA after the partnership. By doing so, the partnership aims to increase the milk yields and develop a market for quality dairy product based on the local milk. The partnership fosters development result by increasing the farmer household income and through job creation in the dairy sector in Nigeria. From a commercial point of the view, the partnership creates a stronger commercial link between the local farmers and the formal market, and it allows ALA to include locally produced quality dairy product as a part of their brand in the Nigeria. Furthermore, the enhanced partnership related to the SDG 17 and the preservation of the marine and the terrestrial ecosystem, for instance, can also help the tourism to flourish. The effective partnership can spur investment in the sector, while the green and blue economy can both promote SMEs in the tourism, particularly in the coastal area in the Denmark. Given the integrated nature of the SDGs, the spillover result from the various activities towards the SDG can and should be taken advantage of the tourism sector. Hence, there is a great potential for the tourism policymaker to maximize the sector's contribution to the SDGs while harnessing the opportunities that derive from the overall progress towards the SDGs. When the Denmark work in close collaboration and partnerships, it will bring several impacts to their tourism industry. They strengthen their common voice to communicate the broader societal value of the business tourism. They work for increased focus on the business tourism both locally and nationally. As an example is the greening. The greening is the Denmark notable point and a beautiful with the natural phenomena. It is where the two seas, Sagaret and the Kattegat meets and the wave communicate with each other. Visitors may find that choosing a sustainable accommodation will also align with spending visitor vacation in a more beautiful location. The visitor won't have to be scared that the wastewater of the resort is being pumped into the ocean that they are planning to swim in, and do not have to wade through the plastic waste once they leave the gate. Okay, that's all for my parts, and I will pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
I will continue with SDG 17 and Denmark strategies. First, Denmark strategies regarding SDG 17 is partnership with Ministry of Environment and Food. As mentioned by Rain, Denmark is focusing on partnership to support the development of markets and promote sustainable globally and locally. This partnership with Ministry of Environment has allocated 3 million for financing and information campaign. This information campaign is about how to reducing marine litter. This campaign is being planned to take place in 2018. Basically, this campaign is targeting 3 groups of people. First group is fishermen, sailors, and people visiting the beach or tourists itself, all of whom that can potentially contribute to direct pollution of the sea by sailing and ports, as well as efforts aimed at people who visit the beach. The efforts are those directed towards the waste that can be found at the sea and the waste that found on the beaches. Focus will be on how important it is to prevent the waste from enter the ocean and what to do to avoid littering in everyday life. The campaign expected to focus on information about decompositions, times for the most common types of marine waste and its sources, and how to prevent it from becoming marine litter. For example, of one of the campaign is Keep Denmark Tidy, has recurring clean beach days when volunteers are invited to gather litters on beaches. Every year, approximately 2,500 volunteers, 98 schools representing 65,000 people, 78 businesses representing 40,000 employees, and 23 public authorities representing 230,000 employees participate in Keep Denmark Tidy campaigns. As an example, one of the company with 160 employees collected litters for 90 minutes, resulting in total of 23,000 pieces of litter at the Amager Beach Park, a sandy beach outside Copenhagen. participants use a mobile application, the Marine Litter Watch app, to register what they find. The application is developed by the European Environment Agency. Data that came from the app on the litter items collected is then available to keep Denmark tidy for analysis. The result gave a general picture of fish litter situation in Denmark. Keep Denmark Tidy also organised a fish litter prevention campaign in the summer of 2014. The campaign was called Be a Beach Buddy, and it was carried out with the help of coastal lifeguards on 25 major beaches in Denmark. The campaign focused on to send a message to discourage littering at the beach and to recycle litter when possible. Next, second strategies regarding SDG 17 is with partnership for the goals. Denmark commits at $1.5 million to reduce the plastic water debris in Indonesia. Denmark supports the development and implementations of Indonesia National Marine Debris Action Plan, which launched in June 2017. The plan addressed the importance of control and awareness of handling plastic waste and to reduce plastic waste in the coastal areas and hereby reduce the plastic discharge into the oceans with up to 80% and therefore prioritize collection of plastic waste and safe removal of plastic waste through National Solid Waste Management Program. By assisting Indonesia, Denmark hopes to mitigate the challenges posed by marine debris to the fishing industry, tourism, and public health in Indonesia and the Asian country. It is a partnership between Ministry for Maritime Affairs of the Republic of Indonesia and Ministry for Environment Affairs and Forestry of the Republic Indonesia. But plan that by 2025, prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, in particular from land-based activities, including marine debris and ocean pollution. Basically, it targeted that by the end of 2025, this partnership will result on reducing 70% of Indonesia plastic debris from 2017. Conclusion, SDG 17 partnership for the goals is important because they recognize the actions in one area will affect outcomes in others, and that development must balance social, economy, and environmental sustainability. Countries have committed to prioritize progress for those who are farthest behind. Plus, partnership for the goals and a healthy network of like-minded people can help change happen faster. Working together is the only way sustainable development will thrive. That's all from our group. Thank you.